everybody. Welcome to our show, Wanna Dance. I'm Ria.
And I'm Jenna Lee.
And we are here to investigate the value of dance. From professionals to the average person, who even is a dancer and who is dance for? From here on out, we are your dance detectives. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, Wanna Dance. Okay, to start us off today, I'm going to start us off with the word freestyling. It's a polarizing term in the dance world. Freestyling, if you don't know, is improvisation. So you put on music and you just dance. Do you know what to do? No, you just see what comes out.
Some people cringe when they hear that. Some people excel. They flourish. Some people forget all of the hundreds of moves that they know and have trained in, and it all goes black. And, you know, if you ask kids to freestyle in a school, this is my experience, one kid will do the worm.
Always.
There's always one. How is there always one?
There's always one wormer.
Is there a worm school? Anyway.
Today's guest is like the creme de la creme of freestylers, I would say. Just incredible. But also, we like to say a freestyler of life, you know? Just wearing all the different hats, doing all the different things. And today's guest is Tyler!
Hi! I've been here all along. Freestyling.
This whole
Welcome.
time.
You've just arrived. Did you hear these things we were saying about you?
No. I love them.
Didn't hear anything. Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to pick your brain about some dancey thingies.
Yes.
We'll talk.
But first, I guess we got to assume that people don't know you.
Weird.
Yes.
But we are going to assign you a little time limit. You are
limit,
going
okay.
to share your dance background
All right.
in 1 minute, highlights,
One
lowlights.
1 minute.
Highlight.
Highlights and lowlights?
Lowlights?
Just give us the
All
bullet
lights.
points.
Give us the bullet points. In 1 minute, go. Dance background.
Hi, I'm Tyler Quincy Yan, he, him pronouns. I consider myself a dancer, educator, and choreographer. I'm active most in the Toronto dance scene, both in street dance settings as well as choreography industry settings and dance theater most recently. I'm most interested in training punking, whacking, and that's where most of my training and specialties lie. But I also have experience in other street styles like hip hop, house, bit of Campbell locking, and choreography styles best labeled as commercial, hip hop, street jazz, and most recently, contemporary.
Ooh.
Yes. I'm really interested right now, particularly in the intersection of street dance and contemporary dance. I've had the opportunity to work on a lot of really cool dance theater stuff, and I think that's currently my big life freestyling era, where I'm trying to explore more dance theater, contemporary dance, and even theater itself. Beyond dance, I really enjoy video games, and I'm also a graduate of the U of T Faculty of Law.
4 seconds
3,
remaining.
2, 1.
Rude.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know we were getting the professional slate or what's
professional.
happening.
I can't believe I didn't stumble either. I was like,
There was
really
no
locked in.
stumble.
It was like, oh, words.
Wow. Like, was that rehearsed before?
No, but I have written my bio like 3,000 times over and over.
Yeah.
You know
so
what?
it's in
It's
there.
good to be in the practice of updating it. We learned recently. We're like, ew, that's still in there.
You read about it's literally from like 2 years ago, and you're like, oh my god, that's not me. Who is she?
Who is she?
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to poke and prod a little bit.
Yes.
What about pre-adulthood? Was dance
Pre-adulthood.
ever around?
And what did it look like?
Yes. So pre-adulthood, I would say, I mean, for semi-adulthood is like 18 plus.
Let's say.
When I was a
Let's
minor.
say.
When I was
Yeah.
a minor, I would say I danced too much. When I was underage, I didn't grow up dancing. So
Okay.
I started dancing when I was about 19, so in my like second semester of my first year.
Wow.
So
Cool.
I started dancing because I always kind of really wanted to. I think in high school I really enjoyed K-pop, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever. But I can't dance, and I would try my best to do like K-pop dances, and I totally would do it like every English class. I still remember being like lightly bullied because I just would not stop singing Korean in English class, and the Korean wasn't good.
But you loved it.
But I really did love it. But I picked up dance because I just wanted to do something that I thought was outside my comfort zone, but I also something that I think I really resonated with. Like I always really wanted to dance. There just wasn't a lot of opportunity to dance where I came from. I'm acting like I came from somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I came from Richmond Hill. But there just weren't a lot of dance studios doing the kind of drop-in hip-hop stuff
Yeah, of
that
course.
I wanted to.
Yeah,
That is so crazy to me that the transition for you, like in high school,
Yeah.
you're like, I can't dance, and then like flip to like 5 years later,
Yeah,
you're,
that's insane.
You're smashing it.
I do think it's really due to the fact that I only danced and studied when I was in university for my undergrad.
Yeah, but that is still wild. That is
Okay.
still wild going from
That's
like,
valid.
from not zero, but like I also did the same. In undergrad, I was doing jack shit other than dancing. Honestly, I'm like, how did I get a degree?
But are we allowed to
yes.
swear?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Shit.
We are allowed to swear. This is our adult
We been.
business.
We been.
Yes.
Okay, got
yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, whoa.
That was a
Oh,
jump
yeah.
scare.
Yeah, sorry. For context, we run a business for youth in schools, and this is not business.
This is not that.
There's no youth in schools here.
No. We could talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I do feel like, I do believe like dance is for everyone. Like I want everyone dancing. That's like our mission in life. But some people just have that potential that's sitting there. And,
Yeah.
and hearing that makes me believe that it was always there waiting for you, being like, can I get some attention? Can I get some love? And then when you did,
It's so
just like
cool.
super speed growth.
I like to think of life almost like a little video game, and there are like these levels that are just waiting for us, and we're just like beep, boop, boop. But the dance one was a little bit later for you.
Yeah.
It's just kind of waiting for you, and then once you hit it, it's like boosh.
Oh, awesome.
I was like, I got to stay on this level.
Yeah.
I think that is kind of what happened though.
yeah.
That's
I mean, I owe it a lot. I owe it a lot to like my peers. I did like a beginner hip hop class my undergrad was at Queen's University, so I did a beginner hip hop class there. And the instructor, who is actually in the Toronto dance community now, and I dance with her sometimes, she was like, "Do you want to try street dance? I feel like this is a little bit below, like." I don't want to say below me, but she was like, I think the beginner pace was too slow for me.
Yeah.
She was like, do you want to just try out like doing some street dance with me and my friends? And then those just ended up becoming like my only undergrad friends. And during that time, it was COVID. So from my third
God,
to
you're a
fourth
baby,
year,
you baby.
I know.
So my third and fourth year, I
numbers
lost
on
them.
it. Oh.
I mean, I do feel like I'm a bit more grown now, but I used to definitely be like the really young one in the community.
Yeah.
And maybe in ways I'm grieving that because there's some really young kids now.
Welcome.
Really good.
Welcome to the other side, baby.
Yeah. It just keeps going, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
good to
Yes.
know. This feeling is not
You
fleeting.
gotta accept it because it's gonna sit around. Not talking from experience.
No, not
or
from experience.
anything.
Tyler, did you know that you are a freestyler?
Have you ever
Oh my
thought
god,
of
Have you
I've
ever heard
actually
that?
never heard that.
Yes!
Wait.
Yes, freestyler.
Freestyler. Come on.
Wait, that's actually.
Come on.
I'm
You're
gonna put
meant
that in
to
my
be.
bio
Why is that
now.
not in your bio?
Wait, I should have used my 3
Again,
seconds. My
this
extra 2 seconds for
potential.
that.
So much potential.
Yeah.
Okay.
The branding.
The branding is there.
You're welcome.
Anyways, okay, speaking about freestyling. Okay, so our experience freestyling.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you are the king in my mind.
That's
Not
very
the
sweet.
king, but like one of.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Let's say we really enjoy your freestyle.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
very kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy your freestyle.
Comes so well. Okay.
Take it.
Thank you. Stop. Okay. Well, because I'm cringing because now I was saying like now. At like talking about journey and being young as a dancer, and then like on the other side, I feel like I'm on the other side now where I don't care, and that's why I can freestyle now, like very confidently, and I feel like I'm at the top of my game in terms of freestyling. Whereas when I was training all the time and like peak physical fitness and like dance and doing dance all the time, like I just couldn't get out of my head and I couldn't freestyle. And so when
you could.
Yeah, I could.
I don't know
I
if you
could.
enjoyed it.
I didn't enjoy it,
But you,
sure,
she did.
I didn't enjoy it.
It happened.
I believe it,
I
and I've seen
witnessed
it.
it. Yeah.
But when we were in Culture Shock together, so this hip hop troupe, shout out to Culture Shock, we like
Yes.
yeah, there was a
Ottawa.
lot of us that came from jazz tap ballet, because
Right.
similarly there are not as many places offering like drop-ins with street styles and stuff like that. So
At the time, there were literally
nothing.
none in Ottawa.
There was nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Shout out
culture
Ottawa.
shock. Culture shock was huge and amazing. And so we would do ciphers. And
Yes. But that was also new to the crew. They had always done choreo, and then there was like a leadership change. Shout out Nick.
Shout
Nick
out
Najam.
Nick.
Soru.
Shout out
And
Nick.
he was like, I think we need to go back to basics. I think we need to really learn about these styles. And that means freestyling. And we were all like,
ew, no.
We're like, time to quit.
Time to quit.
It was
time to
fun.
quit.
I guess I'm done being a dancer.
And it was like ripping off 1,000 band-aids. It was just
Every time.
so-
Every time. Like I would but it was so, that's why I'm saying it's so cool that you started your journey at like 19.
Yes.
Because for me, I'm like, I've been dancing since I was 6, and then I get to this troupe and I'm like 21 and I'm like, I can't do shit in the circle. I just black out. Like you're saying, you have 1,000 moves, can't do one of them. You know, and we would play this game Habit. Habit.
Yes, he would, you know, he knew us by this point. So Nick would say, okay, you're going to freestyle, and I'm going to give you one thing you're not allowed to do. And it's the thing you do all the time, your habit. And it was so humbling.
What was your habit?
My habit was I would sit in a squat in like second position and like do hip hop, but only from here up, and my feet would move. And through like analyzing and confronting these multiple habits and multiple songs, you know, you will slowly try new things. And that's all he really wanted. You know, we felt like we were being attacked and punished.
Yeah.
But yeah, what he wanted was to explore, to try, to get rid of those things you think you should do.
You should do. Yeah. Anyways.
What was your habit?
Oh, my habit was I always danced with my mouth open.
That is 100% true.
I feel that might be my habit too.
No, but I'm talking like why like
She'd be like,
yeah.
It's so
Why was I
funny.
Just a
doing
permanent
that?
exhale.
Why was I
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah.
Oh God. Thank God someone told me. Yeah. Anyways, so would love to know like what was your journey with freestyle?
Yeah.
did you meet it with love, or is any of this sounding familiar?
I think there's a lot of remnants of it that, I mean, I think the idea of habit is like universal, but I'll come back to that. Like
Yeah.
that's just like drilling. That's our body. We're trying to stay where we want to feel comfortable.
Yes.
But when I started freestyling, I actually started off learning breakdance and popping. And I don't really bring that out these days because I don't think it's like my biggest strength. But at the time, I was just trying to figure out what dance was.
Yes.
Like, period. Not even what it was to me, just like what even is dance. Like, I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I was like, you want me to go on the ground? Sure, I'm going on the ground. You want me to do 6 steps? Sure. I'm like, why are we popping? But I guess I'll learn it. But I think it wasn't until I would say like the summer of like 2019 or summer of 2019 where I started finding whacking videos on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? I think that aligns a lot more with me. I think it was something about seeing the style and seeing fellow queer people do the style and do it so like extravagantly, and like dancing, I guess, like more expressive and more flamboyant was like exactly what I wanted to do. And I was like, I cannot do that in breaking and popping. So I was just like, I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my thing. But so I would say I didn't have as much hesitation going into it. Was my technique there? No, I was really just doing whatever. But I think that's what made it so real and raw for me. Is like I really just wanted to dance and express and emulate the people I really loved seeing. So I think coming from a perspective of, oh, hey, I don't really know what dance is, but I guess dance is like freestyle. And I was surrounded by my mentors who were like, freestyle is the basis of all dance. Like, if you want to create choreography, you have to freestyle.
Great.
And actually, I do stand by that. But
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, sure, whatever, man. I'm just going to whack.
Yeah.
So I think I wasn't as cerebral about it as I am today, but
Yeah, right.
definitely in the moment I was like, okay, this is what makes sense to me, and I'm just gonna move and try and be cool like those other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had as much hesitation, but that hesitation started coming in once I started taking it more seriously. So I think when you mentioned that note about, oh my gosh, like you have so much dance, you have so many moves in your head, but then you couldn't get out of your head.
Yeah.
I think that's actually something that came for me when I moved to Toronto in 2021, and I was like more in this community because back in Queens, the community was just me and my friends.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
was like, what am I scared of?
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
My
And-
friends.
Yeah.
From.
But Miss them.
Yeah. Yeah. High stakes from good friends. Yeah, I feel that.
That's what
But
we're there
having
for.
the pressure there is good. I
Yeah.
feel. But I think coming to Toronto, I feel like I was like, oh my gosh, I have to prove myself. Like I have to prove like I'm so good, and I think that just affected my own performance. I was like, I have to prove that I'm a good dancer, and like I have to do well, and
Yeah.
and I just really got in my head to the point where I think I wasn't able to enjoy it, and then that's where I started going to ciphers and not being able to perform authentically because I kept having to be like, oh, I'm like, I want to be like a leader, I want to be blah blah blah, and I was like, but
I feel
can't,
that
but I'm horrible.
so acutely, especially the leadership piece.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I know.
when
Me
we
too. I was
moved,
like, ding.
there wasn't very. I mean, the whacking community is still
Yes.
smallish,
Yes.
growing. But when we moved to Toronto in 2013, I had also like just discovered whacking, and it was unlocking this feminine side that I really rejected my whole life. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, there's so much room for Jenna Lee to freestyle, like choreography. Crew life, so happy, but who's she? Who's she by herself? And then moving into the scene and then wanting to teach, it felt very high stakes. You know, I checked with some people, should I teach? Is that okay?
Yeah.
And the answer was yes, but in my mind, when I stepped into that role, it really messed up my freestyle because I was like, all the time I have to be an ambassador. I have to do it well. I have to do it purely. Also, I can't really play. I better not do any fusion, you know?
Yes.
And it really just all the time, for a couple of years, I had to be like, step away from freestyle because it was,
that's so sad.
I know. But now I love it the most. It's pure joy. It's goof. I don't know what is going to come out, and I like that. And there's no pre-planning, and
That is the coolest thing.
it is the
It
cool.
is the coolest thing.
So maybe I had to like go to that cerebral extreme
Yes, no.
to then accept and release. I don't know.
Well, it's so funny because back then, like if we're talking about CS us, I was like, like rejecting freestyle. I'm like, I hate it. And now on this side of Rhea, I'm like, why are we not freestyling? That is the basis of dance. That is like what you
Dance.
are. Like
Yes.
your dance. Like, yeah, I can do choreography. I can do your choreography. But again, like that's your dance, you know, and it's through me and it's so fun. That is a whole thing. But like if we're talking about dance, you know, at its core, it's just seeing what comes out of your body to the music. How do you react? And now I'm on the complete other side where I'm like, oh hell yes, freestyle. Why aren't we all freestyling all the time? Yeah.
It is the basis of all dance.
It's the
It
basis
is.
of all dance.
But I think,
Just,
sorry.
no, please.
No, my bad.
Please.
Oh my
I
gosh,
shall.
guys, it's
You're
getting
our
heated.
guest.
It is heated.
I was gonna say
here.
I agree. No, but I think to that, because you can't like freestyle versus choreography, because you can't necessarily say like, oh, freestyle's so vulnerable because you can't hide behind anything.
No.
You can't be like,
That's
oh,
right.
that was just the choreography. That's what the choreography asked of me.
Yeah.
It's quite literally your raw expression, which is scary, which is why
And
I
you don't know
understand.
what's gonna come out.
No.
Yeah.
Even when even when everyone's freestyling, like I
yeah.
talk to people at like high level battles. I don't even think I'm at like super, super high level battles, but when I talk to people, they're like, oh, I still black out.
Yeah,
Like,
of
it's really
course.
like,
Of course.
it's just your muscle memory at that
Yeah.
point, which is why you want to practice a lot, but it's also just trusting your body.
The trust.
Like the spiritual
Yes,
activity.
we've done the work. We know the skills, and then I'm just gonna trust you to react in real time. So cool.
It is, but it's just your mind getting in your way, being like, it's not cool enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's what
I did that before. I did it again.
Yeah, yeah.
God damn it! I'm just in my head. Stupid monologue.
And then your round is just you constantly moving because you're not thinking, but you're like, I need to slow down, but you're not because you're
Yeah.
like, I also have to show every move that I have.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, girl, you know this song. Like, just chill.
Yeah.
You've actually listened to the song like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Pause for a second.
Yeah. Let's talk about it's come up, but battles.
Battles, yes.
Battles. I think maybe some people I don't want to say don't know what they are, but like don't believe they're real.
Yeah, like,
Outside of
I think
dance.
so. I've talked to people who are not in the dance world who are like, that's a thing that happens, like outside of You Got Served. Like, oh, it sure is. And not in the way it happens in movies, where in movies it's not a battle.
No.
That's not a battle, by the way, everyone. That is that's just choreography.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're serving it to you as a battle. But Tyler, can you tell us what a true battle is?
A true battle.
To you, in
To you,
your
yeah.
opinion, low stakes.
It is a fight to the death. Maybe at one point I did feel that. Actually, I don't know if I ever viewed battles that intensely, but
Yeah.
in street dance, I mean, there's a lot of different formats these days, but I think like the most like traditional, like typical, prototypical one that you'll see is usually a 1v1, where you'll have, let's say, a group of like 40 dancers, and there's like typically categories. So let's say in the whacking setting, it's a punking whacking battle. You got 40 dancers. Well, in Toronto, it's going to be more like 20, but you got 40 dancers. You got 40 dancers. And then let's say there's a preliminary round. So usually there's a judge that will vote, sometimes a panel of them, 1 to 3. Usually 3 is a good amount, so you have a variety. But usually judges will vote. What happens is those 40 dancers will do typically a preliminary round, which is kind of like showcase style. So they're not facing off against one another. They're just performing on their own to whatever song is playing improvisationally.
They don't know what song is coming
They
up.
don't know. Yeah. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, I know this song, but you're not really planning anything in your head. You can train a lot to certain songs if you generally will expect to see them in battles, which is a great way to train. But it's not always about trying to memorize. It's always about trying to see what comes out in the
Yeah,
moment.
and like react.
Exactly. You get those 30, 40 seconds, you dance, and then usually the judge will choose like a top 16. Then it'll go top 16, then there's going to be the 1v1. So each person will have like 30, 40 seconds. Then it'll go top 8, then top 4, where there'll usually be 2 rounds each. So you have more chances to talk your
Talk your
bleep,
talk.
talk your shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Cussing.
Please swear.
And then finals, sometimes like 2-3 rounds. Sometimes it'll be extended if like people are really going off and the judge is like, I need to see more. But that's typically what happens.
Yes.
Amazing. And sometimes I love an all styles battle.
Oh my gosh.
I love an all styles battle.
Yes.
Because it
all
really
styles meaning your styles.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's like a mix of styles. So you could have a whacker battling a popper and then a breaker battling, I don't know, a hip hop dancer. But the music is really quite a buffet of
Yes.
everything. So
Yes.
that is really even more of a challenge because say it's a whacking battle, the songs are going to match the genre a little bit more, but in all styles, it could really be anything.
Yes.
And in that sense, I love it because it really comes down to just dance, you know?
You and your dance.
You and your dance, yeah.
And your flexibility, adaptability.
Yeah.
Yes. And also for the general public, these are all separate styles that we've been listing. Let's backtrack for a second because I know you're so good at this. What the heck is whacking?
What the heck is whacking?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
I give this spiel all the time.
Yes.
But I think it's really important to just recognize the history of where these street dances came from.
Please.
Punking, whacking, as it's been penned. I believe Colors is actually the first one to utilize that term, the punking / whacking.
Yes.
If you're watching on the video version, I assume there'll be text on the screen.
We'll
right
put it up
now.
or we'll link
Right
it.
now.
Hallelujah. But yeah, punking, whacking, and then whacking is how I usually explain it in my classes because it's nice and memorable because that's how you pronounce it, really.
Yeah.
But punking itself is a style that started in the 1970s, Los Angeles, done by Black, Latino, East Asian, Southeast Asian, gay men of color. Some of these individuals may have been trans women, but I think a lot of the history has been lost, and we don't want to necessarily impart our own interpretations of their gender.
Let's leave the history open.
Yes.
Yeah.
From there, this one move, this whack, was actually called the Tinker because it was done by one of the OG punkers, Tinker Toy. And it was just this over the head whack. If you're on the video version, you can see it. Otherwise, you can hear my clothes rustling.
We're going over the head and coming back in front of the head.
It's like putting a hoodie on and taking it off.
Oh, there you go. That's a great visual.
I love that analogy. And then from there, that move itself became known as the whack. As Soul Train 1970s started to proliferate. Soul Train was a show from the 1970s, funk music. You would see Campbell locking as well as whacking on it. And it started to proliferate. And this move itself, the whack, became its own style within itself. So punking still exists separate from whacking. This this word punk was actually used as a derogatory term for gay men or queer people in general, though the term, I think, queer didn't exist back then.
That's right.
But essentially, the word punk was used as a derogatory term, and by turning it into a form of expression, a form of dance, punking, they're reclaiming that word. So a word from empowerment. But then to remove that connotation of the punk and to just take this move of the whack, the term whacking itself became this style punctuated by these strikes with force. So thinking about even more lines, even more arms. And as it continued to evolve, the word whack itself is from the Batman and Robin comics, where you'd see boom, pow, whack,
An onomatopoeia.
with an H. An onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, y'all.
Yes, what they said. And from there, I'm giving the really long-winded history, but from there,
want
it continued to expand. And I think I've had different sources of information say different things, but I believe from a popular interpretation is that they wanted to remove the connotation of violence from it, since it did come from the boom, pow, whack. So they removed the H to just have the A. And the double AA whacking is now seen as the current evolution of whacking today. So not just staying within the strikes, but thinking about other elements and bringing in other inspirations. But that's not to say that all styles aren't still relevant. It didn't kind of go from punking to whacking. All of them are still relevant and have their own, I'd say, like elements to them. And today they're, due to the AIDS epidemic, so the AIDS epidemic affected primarily disproportionately affected gay men, especially gay men of color. So of the OG punkers, who are of course Black, Latino, East Asian, Southeast Asian, queer men of color, all of them passed away, except for the last remaining OG punker, Victor Manuel, who is still alive today and is doing Zoom classes pretty frequently. So if you follow him on Instagram, I take them sometimes. He just teaches at the same time as I teach my kids, so I'm like, oh, I can't make it ever. But yeah, he offers a lot of great knowledge in history. But that's a small, very long crash course on punking, whacking.
Small, long.
Yes.
Small, long.
All of them are still relevant. If you'll see the spellings today, sometimes people will combine the WH whacking with the double A whacking, and they'll do a little slash to recognize both spellings, since those are more closely intertwined. Sometimes people do like a heart instead, because it's like, that's cute. Yeah. Sometimes people do an asterisk, but it's looking a little like swear wordy, so I think we try to avoid that one.
Right.
But yes,
I've been doing the slash. Yeah.
I love the slash.
I'm doing the slash too.
Yeah. The heart is like a little too extra sometimes, and it's an emoji.
There's a place for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think on graphics it's cute.
On graphics, it's great.
It's so thrilling for me. This is so selfish. I don't care. To hear you like so clearly and succinctly share that, because the knowledge, like not that long ago when we were first encountering whacking, or even just seeing it in other culture shocks around North America, the knowledge was like not readily available, and there were different narratives, and you just had to trust the teacher that you met and go with that, and that's what you're sharing. And then the like gathering of the community and information and the sharing of it, I think has been really powerful and special.
I think it's ongoing too.
Yes.
I think a lot of this information, like I totally could be wrong. I mean, we could watch this back in 2 years and be like, oh, he shouldn't have said that. But I think with the knowledge we have today, this is like the history that's been built.
And we have to, we can't not share.
Yes.
You know?
100%.
We'd rather like let's stumble through what we know, and then we can always correct.
And personal histories flow in and out.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing about street styles too, right? A lot of things are not written down, so they're passed down through people, literally these conversations. And then maybe someone is coming in and being like, actually now it's this, and okay.
Or what about my story over here, and I was there, and this was my perspective, and I added this movement. I think it's so cool.
It is pretty cool.
Well,
yes.
Thank you for sharing all that amazing knowledge. We want to sort of point to another transformation freestyle moment in your trajectory, going from dancer to teacher.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that little spark there, or pivot turn?
I think
Quick ball change.
Oh! And there goes my joke.
You stole your joke.
Well, I am a freestyler. But yes, I actually love that you've differentiated this idea of going just from like dancer to teacher.
They different.
Yes, I think a lot of people conflate being a professional dancer with being a professional dance teacher, and there's such completely different skills.
Please don't do that.
Completely different skills.
Please don't
Check
do that.
yourself.
Teaching is
before
not
you
the
wreck
same as just
your
being a
students.
dancer. Oh,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yes.
But I'm really, really lucky that I've had the opportunity, I would say, to like share or facilitate such, even like teach from, I guess, like an earlier point in my dance journey. Not to say that I was the best teacher in the world, but in Kingston, especially when I was just learning whacking, after I felt like I had developed a few foundations, I learned from a few people from Toronto as well as I believe in Ottawa. I was like, okay, let me bring this back to my community and try and share a little bit because I am the only whacker in this city. So I was like, informally, I was, I guess, like the one teaching. So I had a chance to really develop those skills, I'd say earlier on than most people, because usually people train for a while and then they start teaching. But I was like, yeah, there's no one else to share this, and people really want to learn, so I'm going to share what I have. And in that process, a lot of hurdles of being like, how do I run a class? How do I understand the flow of it? But
Oops, that didn't work.
Yes.
Won't do that
oh
again.
yeah, learn very quickly on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just do that.
I've had many, not now, but in the beginning of like, no one knows what they're doing, and that's my fault.
Yes.
Clearly, I didn't set them up. You know.
Let's walk it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I've always been of the mind. I mean, secret lore drop. I was in teachers college for a bit too. So it did come in handy, but I didn't finish.
Okay.
Dropout. No, I was in the Con Ed program at Queen's, so I was doing both my BA in psychology and my Bachelor of Ed at the same time. So I'd done some practicum at schools.
Nice.
But I didn't do my 5th year to officially get my BEd because I did my postgrad elsewhere, and I was like, I'm probably not going to go back to being a teacher. Well, the joke's on me.
Well, here you go.
Oops, it found me.
It literally could not stop coming back. But I think when I moved to Toronto in 2021, I had the really great opportunity, thanks to Caddy Superville, she was going on a cruise, not for fun. She was on a cruise contract for a year. So her weekly whacking class was essentially going to be taken off the schedule, but she was like, would you want to cover me in the meantime? And I was like, you know what? I have a bit of teaching experience. Let's go for it. And then I had my giant hurdle of being like, oh my gosh, why am I suddenly a leader now? And I don't know anything. And I'm really sorry. And I'm going to try my best.
I went to some of those classes.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for coming. I was totally freaking out. But thank you for being part of that journey.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
No, it's so fun.
Yeah. But I think learning how to teach made me a better dancer too, because being able to teach is such a skill that forces you to really understand the movement. Because if you can't explain it, it's gonna be RuPaul. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? If you can't teach it, that move, how are you gonna do it yourself?
What am I doing? By the way,
Yes.
It's so true.
And I think over time, I'm just really lucky that my journey of like being a dancer and teacher have been really parallel, because I've been able to like grow in both, but obviously so much overlap where it's like I start developing my skills, and then my immediate thought is like, okay, how can I communicate this to other people so we can work on it together? And I feel like that's also a huge part of community, is being able to come with ideas, especially at sessions, like, oh, I love this idea, or like, how'd you do that pathway? And it's like trying to explain it to one another is something that's so fun, because that's all about the exchange of street dance, and that's what I love about session. Like a lot of stuff in session is sometimes very
What is a
nonverbal.
session for people who don't know?
A session, dictionary definition
In dance world, what's a session?
in the dance world is a bunch of people getting together to dance.
Wow.
Yes.
To freestyle.
To freestyle.
To freestyle.
Yeah.
Yes. Typically sessions, sometimes they have like cipher formats, which I guess we'll define as well.
A cipher, a big circle, and people are taking turns going in the middle and freestyling.
Freestyle. Yes. So sessions will sometimes include ciphers. Sometimes they'll include small little facilitations. People are like, hey, I'll lead us through a few drills or a few like pathways that we really like, or a few moves, and then we'll try it together. Sometimes it'll involve exchanges, so like doing little mock battles, not in a high pressure way, but just exchanging with one another, switching partners and trying to just get a sense of each other's dance. But at the end of the day, it's all about exchange. It's exchanging information via dance. Yes. I think that's
It's
a great way
amazing.
to
I wish
teach.
I went to more sessions. I was just in my head too much.
Yeah,
you
same.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I could go to more sessions too. It's just tough because right now, as of the time we're recording this, we have lost our session space. So we're currently looking for a new one. But summer's coming.
Summer's
very
great
on
for
the way.
that.
Session outside.
Yes.
Love a session
College
outside.
Park, Bentway, not to
Yeah.
dox us, but great outdoor session.
Love an
spaces.
outdoor session. That's great.
The ongoing space troubles.
Yeah.
But did I answer the question?
Yes.
The moment from dancer to teacher, but
Movement.
yeah, more
Yes.
parallel than for a lot of people.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. Because you're still doing both.
Still doing both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think maybe more to say on that is I think they require such different skills, and recognizing that you have to put the teacher sometimes you have to put whoa, sometimes you have to put the teacher hat on. Sometimes you have to put the dancer hat on. But they are very different skill sets.
Yes.
So when I'm thinking about being a teacher, it's always about, at least for me, I really don't like not seeing progress. So I'm very invested in students. I really like to see growth even within one class. Like I'm always trying to communicate where are the takeaways, where are things you can work on. It does not always need to be a blasting all cylinders. Like you need to execute it well and retain it all and add your own flavor. No, sometimes you just got to work on certain stuff. So recognizing expectations, being able to read the room is a very huge thing. Sometimes
we were just talking about that.
If the class is not getting it, why are we moving on?
Why are we moving on? Well, because that's a teacher coming at it from a dancer lens.
Yes.
They want to move on.
Yes.
They want to do their choreo. They want to do their dance.
Yes.
But
Is
that's
everyone
not
else
a
ready
teacher
for that?
lens. And also, I like that you're like thinking about progress, but also note that like everyone in the room might have different kinds of progress.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like still acknowledging that. Like that person has been here for a day, that person's been here for 3 years. Can we acknowledge both progress? But that takes a lot of work,
Yes.
as a teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
To clock everybody's journey and
Yes.
to be connected to everybody in that way, That tells me that you're such a good teacher.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, I think that's always something I try to do. And like, I think it's also the teacher's job to set the environment for the students to facilitate learning. Like I think sometimes in dancer spaces, I mean, everyone can cultivate. Sometimes it's good to have a more adversarial space if people thrive on that, or like a space where people are like really, really hungry for it. I mean, I try to curate those spaces, but also with an air of, hey, we're all just doing this still to enjoy it. Because I think for dance, especially when a lot of people are getting to dance, whether recreationally or even doing it more professionally, everyone comes from a space of like really enjoying it. Like I don't think people dance because this is the hardest thing in the world and I want to keep struggling. No, there's some sort of release. I mean, sometimes it does feel like that.
Yeah.
But it always, I would say that for majority of people, there's a sense of like release or enjoyment or catharsis that you get from dance that you
100%.
can't really express in other forms, which is why we love it.
Yes.
And I think that's something to keep in mind as a teacher, because once you start taking away from that, then that's going to affect why people dance.
Absolutely. My dream as a dancer, not a teacher, is to be dancing my most full out, so pushed, like technically challenged, brain sweating, body sweating, but having fun at the same time.
Yes.
Like that is
The best.
the joy. Yeah. And so when I get into these more adversarial spaces, I'm like, well, but can I also like make a joke?
Yeah.
Because that helps me relax and that helps me dance better. Maybe that's not true for everyone, but that's my truth.
But I think like what you were saying about setting the environment, I mean, as a teacher, sometimes I feel like we forget like it is such a privilege to teach and like be in a space with, I don't know, like 20 dancers and they're looking to you to be like, what is whacking? If they're coming in at ground zero, they're going to take your words and be like, well, I learned whacking today and this is what it is.
Yeah. Not only is it this movement, but I'm, behaviorally, okay, I'm going to like stare in the mirror and not smile and drill. And like, yes, that's great. But also we're missing some elements there.
Yes.
Setting the tone. You set the tone.
You said a great
solid
tone.
jokes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I need some
I'm a
jokes.
jokester. I'm
I need
a
some
pretty
jokes.
big
Yeah,
jokester.
yeah.
I mean, yes, you guys have been in classes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm probably the jokiest.
Oh yeah.
But
I
sorry to everyone else who doesn't get them. But I think I'm pretty funny.
You're funny.
You're
Thank
funny.
you.
You're funny.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Well, we can validate you now. You also now are teaching more kids.
Yes, I am.
Yay! So fun through us and through Studio Life. Is there anything coming up there as you're encountering these young, beautiful, super malleable brains
Yes.
and personalities?
Definitely a different headspace.
Yes.
I actually, again, I was really lucky to have the opportunity to teach some kids when I was starting off, but I was like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, it's a very different environment. I sometimes like to, and maybe this is too demystifying it, but sometimes it feels like as I'm a dance teacher for kids, I feel like I'm much more of like teacher first and then a dance teacher second, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, it's not
sometimes it can
always
feel
about
like
the
you're just
dance.
doing classroom management. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Behavior,
For sure.
Yes.
respect,
Expectations.
Well, it's a
bodies.
different, a lot of them are in the class because their parents have put them there. Have they been like, I want to take a dance class? Maybe,
Sometimes.
Yes.
but for a lot of them, it's probably just like, here's a Saturday activity. Have fun.
100%.
So, yeah, that is a completely different crowd than like 20 people willingly signing up for a dance class, you know?
I think for me, the hardest part when I started getting into it is realizing that the expectations are so different from the kids, like between themselves and also versus like adults. Because I get into the room and like you were saying, sometimes kids are there and they're just there because their parents want them to be there. I've had kids literally tell me like, I don't even want to be here. My mom just makes me come here.
yeah.
And I'm
100%.
like, well, what are we going to do about that? Because you're stuck with me. So
Thank you for your honesty.
Thanks so much. Love that.
and I was like, not going to let you sit out the whole class.
no,
I'm sorry.
No.
So I think, but then also having to manage those expectations of some kids in class are really, really into it and want to push themselves. And there's some kids in the class that are like, I literally don't want to be here. So trying to create a good environment, and they will communicate that because
Literally.
kids are so.
Oh, they're so honest.
Oh, they're
There's
so
no
honest.
filter.
If you want to know where you stand, talk to especially like an under 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know sometimes the comments are a little too personal. I'm like, we're gonna avoid those. I was like, I know my hair looks busted today.
Oh yes.
Don't
You
need
look
to remind
so tired.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
I
Miss, you're really
know.
tired today, aren't you? I'm like, yes, I am actually.
Thanks for pointing that out.
it's like you seem like you're in a bad mood. I was like, I wasn't until you put me. No. I actually really try to keep a really good smile on, but the kids are
Sometimes
cutting.
they
They're
break you
cutting.
down, man.
And they
Sometimes
see
break you
through
down.
your
Of course.
teacher facade.
Yeah.
Of course. Whereas adults are like, she having a bad day. Okay, that's fine. We'll just, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. No one's going to call you out like a kid calls you out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Humbled.
But sometimes I appreciate. I'm like, you know what? You clocked me. You're right. Let's do a game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My almost 7-year-old is like 3 or 4 years into dance, like casual dance,
Yes.
and she loves it. But I can see it's all about how fun was it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how's your cartwheel? And she's like, oh, we played this game. And I'm like, yeah, great. I mean, that's awesome. But only now is she starting to be like, oh, I couldn't do that before, and now I can do this.
Yeah.
And that's like 4 years
Yeah.
with a kid, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that, even this deep into teaching kids, I'm like, oh yeah, remember what their expectations
Yes.
are, what they're
100%.
looking
Yeah.
for from you is not necessarily a skill or a drill.
Yes. And I think
We
for
want the
me,
fun.
it's really about celebrating those little wins though, because it's like, oh my gosh, every class we have to have some games.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I try not to turn to like this is your reward for doing the dance. It's all related. So even our games, as much as some of my kids hate it, I'm like, this is gonna be a game, and I'm making them dance, and they're like, this is not a game. I'm like, it's a game to me.
Oh,
And
you're
it
in
will
my
be a
game.
game to you. No, but they end up enjoying it because then I'm like, okay, how can you bring your own flair into it? Like, what some of my kids really love this. It's like wax museum. They all call it different stuff.
Yes, I love
Yes.
wax museum.
But if you like, it's like where you look at them, they have to stop moving. But if you look away, they're like dancing.
Yes,
but
yes,
obviously,
yes.
like,
Classic.
Night
Night
at
at
the
the
museum.
Night at the
Night
museum.
guard.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
I've played many iterations and made them more dancey sometimes.
Always.
Nice.
Yeah.
and they think you're not looking, but obviously, secret, I can see them in the mirror.
Oh my god, the mirror makes it so easy, kids. You fools.
But then I'm checking, like, are they still dancing? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The most dramatic, like. Oh yeah. Oh.
but then trying to incorporate, finding ways to incorporate dance into everything, so they still see the joy in it. But then also finding those moments to be like, okay, we do need to buckle down. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you do have to have a serious talk about, like, okay, disrupting the class, et cetera, and that's where the teacher part really comes in. Because with adult students, you don't really have to be like,
Hopefully
let's,
not.
let's have a quiet.
Oh my
circle.
gosh. Please no.
Everyone, stop talking.
You want sitting circle?
Oh
No.
God, not the sitting circle. When we get into sitting circle, we mean business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've luckily had to avoid that for the most part because I don't know. I always think like even when I teach kids, I'm always like, oh, I wish I started at this age in many ways. But I'm grateful for my dance training now too, and I think it wouldn't be the same if I was to start
It wouldn't. So.
No.
But I'm always like, oh, like you guys are so lucky, and I hope you
Yeah,
guys just
yeah,
like
yeah.
enjoy it. Like I.
Yeah, you better squid up.
And also, I'm like, I teach mostly recreational. I think it's a different headspace sometimes when
For
going into like
sure.
comp environments.
Yeah.
But I teach recreational, so I'm like, I know some of you guys are here for hashtag after school program, and some of you are here for hashtag real dance.
Right.
Yeah.
So finding a nice
little
sweet
balance.
medium. Exactly.
Again, the fun and the work, they can coexist.
100%.
Can we pivot, turn, quick ball change
Absolutely.
to social media? Social media. Social media. I have a question for you.
I wasn't expecting, actually. Yes.
That's right. We're keeping you on your toes.
I'm on Releve.
On Releve right now. We're on Releve.
I learned that recently.
Oh, guys, nice.
Yeah, you're very open, I find,
Yes.
on Instagram or maybe other platforms. And I'm just curious about that. Like, do you find it connective? Do you find it cathartic to share the realities of your current dance career?
Yeah, I think for me, I started sharing a lot on social media. Pretty much just Instagram. I really don't know how to use TikTok. I honestly have tried.
We tried.
And that's how I know I'm also, like, I'm aging out, because TikTok's just for, like, it's for the kids I'm teaching.
Yeah. It's okay. We can live where
It's
we
all
live.
right. It's fine.
Yeah. But TikTok segue aside, I really love sharing on social media. I do find, like, I want to, I assume in ways you're talking about my vlogs that I used to do pretty frequently. I've slowed down on them now because I've just been working a lot. So I'm like, let me just focus on my actual job,
Yeah.
which I'm super grateful for, obviously.
Yeah.
But I actually started
job,
doing
job.
that. Yeah. You know, employment is great, being booked.
Booked and blessed.
Booked and blessed, and a bit broke, but that's okay.
The BB&B combo.
Yeah. It's always hiding. The secret B.
The secret B.
Yeah.
The
Paid
little
in
B.
joy. Paid
B,
in joy.
B, little B.
But I always tell, sorry, such a segue, but people are always like, oh, you seem so booked and blessed. I was like, I am, but I'm also still broke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But that's good to say. Like,
Yes,
it's
the
good for people to
realities.
know the reality.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's probably something we can dig into later. But I would say I actually want to start vlogging because I want to be more present in my life, because I feel like, especially when you're on the go, especially as a creative, sometimes the stuff that you do for yourself and the stuff that you do for class can get really muddled. It's like, oh, like I'm dancing to teach these kids, but then am I dancing for myself? And then I'm dancing for myself. I'm like, oh, I should turn this into a combo that I can teach elsewhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, when is my me time?
Yeah.
When do I want to do
Yeah.
something? So by documenting every single thing I did throughout my week, I was like, okay, when was I actually taking time for myself? And I'll watch these vlogs and be like, wow, I did not do anything for myself. So reflecting on that, but also trying to document the times where I'm like, this is like the most fun I'm having in my life. I'm on a show, like I want to document this.
Cool.
And I think sharing that and sharing like the ups and lows, the highs and lows, ups and downs, the peaks and valleys, I think was really great. I've made so many connections through it, like even just posting openly on social media.
Cool.
I've had so many people like comment or even just DM me being like, oh my gosh, like I've had the same feelings towards like teaching kids, or I had the same feelings towards like having this show, like this post-show like crash after you feel so, you get all that dopamine.
Crash, man, the worst.
So just connecting with people over that, and also I guess sharing really openly and trying to share as honestly as I can. Like I also try to demystify, like not everyone is going to be, you could see people getting like thousands and thousands of views, but that doesn't necessarily translate to thousands and thousands of dollars.
Do you
that part.
feel like, because you're in the dance world, I mean, we're in it, but like on a different side. A different
There's a
side
lot of
it.
different sides though.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm curious if now, like, do you feel that your social media presence is linked with, or like needs to be linked with your like relevancy as a dancer? Like, we need that to be able to work. Do you feel that at all, or is that a thing? I don't know.
Yes. I feel like in many ways it can be a thing. I don't think it's the end all be all.
Good.
Be all end all? End all be all. One
The
of
end all
those.
be all be all end all.
Of alls. Whatever it is.
Got me.
Whichever it is. I do think it is tightly linked, but more so, even when we think social media, it's always about what's most accessible that's going to get us. So like when we have to, if you think like if I have to click through so many links to get to like your ticket page, it's less likely that people want to get there. So when I think of Instagram portfolio, if I have to like dig deep into someone's feed, maybe I'll be less inclined to want to like check out their stuff. So trying to have, I would say, like your content readily available, constantly creating, constantly making stuff. I don't think it's necessary. Like I dance with so many people that have like literally no social media presence, and I'm like, you are like the best dancer in the entire world. Like someone that there's a lot of people I admire so much who aren't so active, but I think at the end of the day, you can use it as a tool still. Like, I think it's not 100% necessary, but I do think in an increasingly social media growing world, it's important to adapt and recognize, hey, there is a lot of traction you get from social media. But one great piece of advice that I got, not even directly, I think I saw it on a post on social media, was having all these social media posts and sharing is really valuable if you have a product that can link to it. So it's like you can create all this content, but you can get a bunch of views, but if there's not something tangible that people can get from you, like a service, like take your class, et cetera, then it's not going to benefit you as much as being like, hey, I have these, like, let's say, like, I have these dance programs that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to post on social media, promote them so people will show up to them, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
There is a lot of nuance in that where it's like, oh my gosh, suddenly now as a dancer, as an entrepreneur, you have to be your own marketing manager, your own graphic designer, your own HR. You have to be.
You are a business.
You are a business.
You got to do your admin and invoicing and everything. You are the business. Yeah.
And I mean, I can't say I was in the industry prior to this, so I don't know what it was like pre-social media. Not that that was like prehistoric, but I think in the growing world.
Yeah, like I remember when we were kind of trying things out, we were in that little transition phase of before it was all about your reel, and updating your reel, which
maybe
I know
on YouTube.
Yeah,
first just a file.
Yeah. Still exists for people, but then the transition was happening to casting agents looking at people's Instagram. Like that became the real.
Yes.
I literally moved to Toronto and people were like, you should probably get Instagram just to promote your classes.
100%.
And I was like, okay, what is this?
What is
so
it?
funny.
What is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm still on there because I do really value the connection, and moving into, later life chapter of dance. Like now I want to go see stuff. I'm not in stuff, and I want to know what my people are doing. And that's the way I can most quickly and easily be like, oh my gosh, Tyler's in this thing. Otherwise, how would I find out about it? And I love that about, the connectivity, the network. I know it for sure gets scrolly, for sure. But yeah, I love holding on to these threads in the most positive, supportive way.
Yes.
So interesting. Sometimes it's hard. Yeah. And I also wanted to backtrack that, thinking about the ups and downs, that I think you're sharing in particular, and some other people I have in my network do this, but I think it's like so positive for mental health, because it was, when I first joined Instagram, it was just highlights, it was just, I did this, I did this, I success, I want this. And, even though I felt like I was doing really cool things, all of a sudden I'd be like, what am I? Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And your mix of flavors is just so much more palatable and
really
so refreshing, I guess is what I'm trying to say, which is great. No pressure to keep doing it, but I think it's
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think for me too, it's also like I try to share the stuff that I'm like, oh, I really wish I saw that as well before going into this, and to be like, oh my gosh, it's okay to take a day off. I mean, also, I think people know me as like someone that does everything, but I'm doing a lot because I really, really enjoy it. And the moment it starts not aligning, then I'm like, I will tap out.
Good.
Or like, I'll take a day off.
Good for you.
You must.
But
you also,
the balance is always tough.
Yes. When you're the business, you got to self-schedule the weekend, which is not necessarily
what a hard
the weekend.
lesson to learn. Well, now I'm great at it, but I always have to think about future Rhea, whereas before I would just, people be like, are you available? I'm like, yeah, I'm available. Like, say I'm finishing class at 5. I'd be like, I'm available at 5:30. I'm like, girl, you need to eat. You need to eat dinner. You need time for a transition. Like, they don't know your schedule. You are telling them your schedule. Yeah. And maybe you shouldn't teach 3 classes on the day where you're already teaching in the evening. Like, there's other days in the week. Just because you have it open, just because you can, doesn't mean you should and need to.
Yes.
It's a hard lesson.
It's a very hard lesson. We used to say yes to everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything. But you also need to kind of do that when you're starting out. You know, you need to figure out what you like, what you don't like, make money. Hello, I need to eat.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I'm broke.
Yeah.
So maybe I will teach those classes so I can afford dinner. But yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And we try to say, you're part of our team for dance and culture. And, as people who have that jigsaw life, puzzle. We always say to our instructors too, like, it's okay to say no to a contract. You know, just because you're available, maybe you're tapped out at a certain point of the year. Like, there's a lot of seasonality to dance also. So maybe, you know, April, May is a big season for dance because there's lots of competitions, recitals,
Shows.
Schools are like, we have money left. We need dance. We forgot to market. So, yeah, but like, we don't want to run people into the ground. But at the end of the day, you're your own business and no one else is going to come in and stop. You have to do that for yourself, you know? The life lesson of today.
That's a good reminder, always.
Always.
And I think you learn that lesson multiple times, at least for me.
Oh, yeah.
I've faced that obstacle probably 4 times already, and I'm like, why did I keep doing this?
I had to learn it. Like, I think once or twice a year. There was a time, I don't know, like 7 years ago, where I would be so overwhelmed with my schedule, and then just crying, and like I would be like, who did this? Who did this? Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
It was I.
Yeah.
And that happened like 3 times. And I could feel my husband being like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, didn't you make this schedule?
I did.
I did.
But it's also really hard to know what it's going to feel like, the total schedule, the total time. You know, sometimes teaching, you're like, I'm teaching at this time. Oh, yeah. When am I going to choreograph? When am I going to lesson plan? When am I going to write cards to the end of the year? You know, there's no,
the amount of times I've made choreo while driving.
Oh.
And then eating. And then
or
you're like,
transiting.
Yeah.
Transit. Oh, my
Transit
TTC.
choreo.
Yeah.
I've made more choreo in the TTC than I think in the studio this year.
Yeah. The mind choreo.
I've been there.
And it never ends.
No, it just changes.
It changes.
It evolves. You're busy with other things. We're busy behind the computer now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Busy in a different way.
We need to wrap things up, but we have a very big question.
It's
to
an
ask
important
you.
question. We're
I'm
asking
terrified.
all of our guys.
Okay.
Don't think too hard.
Okay.
What does it mean to be a dancer?
What does it mean to be a dancer?
Who's a dancer?
Who's a dancer?
To me, I think everyone can be a dancer. I think if you are allocating time in your life to dance, you're a dancer.
Ooh, the allocation of time.
Yes.
Time equals dance.
Time equals
But
dance.
I'm putting no quota or expectation on that. It could be a minute. It could be a second. It could be you brushing your teeth. It could be a toe tap. I think everyone can be a dancer.
Yes.
Everyone.
Nice.
Yes, everyone can be a dancer. Not everyone needs to be a dancer.
No.
Not everyone wants to be a dancer.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet, but do you want to dance?
Get over here.
You
But I
want
wanna
to dance?
You want to dance?
You wanna dance?
Well, just speaking of that, in conclusion, listen, y'all, we have loved talking to Tyler and your magnificent brain, and we could go on, and maybe we will. But if you haven't danced today,
Now is your chance.
now's your chance. We're about to dance right now, wherever you are, car, desk, kitchen, right here in the present. We're going to dance.
To our freestyled song. Jen, you take it away this time. You start.
Oh, I think we got to go back, Rhea.
Okay.
We got to go back.
Back.
All right.
Do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance?
I said, do you want to dance?
Just say yes.
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 I
Do you want
do.
to dance?
Do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance?
I'm just a little bit nervous.
Do you want to dance?
Come on, just do it.
Just come on and dance.
Just come on and dance.
Channel infrared.
That's good. That's good.
Was that an original?
Oh yeah, that
I
was
mean,
a freestyle.
highly influenced by someone named Pharrell. Borrowing, but yes.
It's a nice little sample.
Thanks so much, Tyler.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Yay.
Really great questions. And I'll be stealing
Yay.
Freestyler.
Perfect. That's
have
all we
to.
wanted.
My bio's about to change.
It's not a steal if it's a gift.
Thanks,
blushing.
everyone. Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Literally Nothing, the efforts of Jenny and Rhea, just forever trying to make everyone dance.
Sweet.
Okay, we did it.
Good job.
We did it.
Great job. This is like a mosquito.